Hello there, this is David from David Books and Comics, and today I want to show something of the H.P. Lovecraft library that we have. Now, I'm no expert on H.P. Lovecraft, Howard Phillips Lovecraft. I leave that to people like Michael J. Vaughan and our friend at the book graveyard, Nick. Anyway, this is the biography that was written by L. Sprague de Camp. Sprague de Camp, of course, is well known with Lynn Carter for doing those pastiches of Conan, who are great fans of the weird tales stories, both by Lovecraft and Robert E. Howard, of course, and C.L. Moore and so on, who published largely in Weird Tales magazine. So Lovecraft died in 1937, was born in 1890, and I think he lived almost all his life in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm no expert on it. My brother is, and so is the people that I mentioned before. But I have a nice collection of his paperbacks and his stories collected in the Ballantine paperbacks, and I'll show you those. You can look through some of the pictures that are in here, and I'll show you some of the historical figures that are in here, and features pictures, their home, and different figures in his life. There's Lovecraft in his 20s, Frank Belknap Long, Lovecraft in his 40s, 1934, Lovecraft's boarding house on Clinton Street in Brooklyn. And you have 10 Barn Street in Providence, Rhode Island, 66 College Street, The Ledge. Let's see what else. There's Robert E. Howard, Annie E. P. Cramwell, Robert E. Howard, and then you have Robert H. Barlow, and there's Clark Ashton Smith. He's in his 50s in that picture. And there's a silhouette of Lovecraft and Virgil Finlay's image of the line drawing of Lovecraft as a scribe. All right, so that's a really good, I don't know if it's a definitive biography, but it's a really good biography is what I'm told. All right, so I'll show you the paperbacks one at a time. So here we have The Case of Charles Dexter Ward. Nice cover. And a young man cursed by the ultimate invocation of evil, incantations of black magic, unearthed unspeakable horrors in a quiet town near Providence, Rhode Island. Evil spirits whose memory lived on in a half-understood legends and vile superstitions lurked in underground caverns waiting to be unleashed. Driven by the spirit of his dead ancestor, a master of the black arts, Ward delved into his forbidden past and resurrected the darkest evil from beyond the grave. Okay. The supernatural force so gruesomely relentless that it twists genius to madness and kills without offering the mercy of death. Wow. That's pretty horrific stuff. So that's the case of Charles Dexter Ward. And we have this one. This is kind of a horrific cover. It's At the Mountains of Madness and Other Tales of Terror. Bone-chilling tales of horror and the macabre. And what do we got in here? Let's see. So we have At the Mountains of Madness, The Shunned House, The Dreams in the Witch House, and The Statement of Randolph Carter. And I know he's had quite an effect on people when they first read it, and especially if they read them in their teens. So this one was published, copyright is 1939, so this wasn't posthumously published. And here's another horrific cover. This is The Lurking Fear and Other Stories, Bone-chilling tales of horror and the macabre. All right. The Shadow over Innsmouth, one of Lovecraft's most famous stories, a doomed Massachusetts fishing town whose population is obscenely corrupted by intermingling with a race of fiendish undersea creatures. Learning all this, the narrator attempts to flee. On the outskirts of town, he looks back and sees his pursuers in a limitless stream of surging inhumanly through the spectral moonlight in a grotesque, malignant saraband of fantastic nightmare. That's from Time magazine. So that's The Shadow over Innsmouth. That's in this story. That's a famous one. Yeah, it's the last one here. Quick read. So that's The Lurking Fear. And then we have, what else? We have The Doom That Came to Sarnath and Other Stories. So bone-chilling tales of horror and the macabre. And then what do we got in here? You look inside, just look. Those of you who like looking into the books, earliest copyright is 1939. These look like they were all posthumously. Cover art's Michael Whalen. So it's a nice cover, actually. Doom of Sarnath. And we have... And there's a partial chronology of his early work. Sorry, let's see if I recognize any stories. There's Hypnos, Doom That Came to Sarnath, the aforementioned title. Beyond the Wall of Sleep, Nyarlathotep, Nyarlathotep, Hypnos. Interesting. And some of the early stories. Partial chronology. Alright, so that's that. So that's The Doom That Came to Sarnath. That's that one. And here's I say this is the most horrific of all the covers. These are all Ballantine books. So, Bone-chilling tales of horror and the macabre, H.P. Lovecraft, The Dream Quest of Unknown Cardath. And that's from a bookstore in Barrie. This is copyright 1939. This is the latest. It's all posthumous. Alright, so that's that. And this is 241 pages. Not bad. And there's some nice long, some novellas type stories. Some short stories and novellas. Alright. So that's that. So that's the H.P. Lovecraft collection. And so I hope you enjoyed looking through these covers. They're quite different. And cover art, I imagine, is, Michael Whalen did the covers. Great Whalen covers. All black and white. So I hope you enjoyed this look. through one of the greats of the Weird Tales alumni, H.P. Lovecraft, Howard Phillips Lovecraft, who died too young and too soon, and probably created a genre of fiction that, or at least a subgenre of fiction that, by his standards, I think remains unsurpassed. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.